This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Caroline, you should tell them about the newest thing that Bloody Happy Hour is doing.
A Patreon.
It's a Patreon. What is that?
That means you're basically like a VIP member, and you get some perks. You maybe get like merch a little earlier. You get
exclusive merch.
Exclusive merch. You could get first dibs on signing up for a live show. You get episodes with no commercials.
You get our video because our video is no longer available on YouTube. It is only on Patreon. And the most important to me is you get videos of our live shows, but also bonus episodes each month. But if you're on a Patreon, you're VIP, you're going to get more.
Because I always have a lot of details I want to go to. I can law-splain. I might read a book.
This is also going to be the exclusive place that Dirty Chat is going to go to. In order to hear the full content, it's going to be Patreon. Where do they go again?
Patreon.com/bloodyhappyhour.
Hey y'all, I'm April.
And I'm Caroline.
And
This is your Bloody Happy Hour.
Caroline, are you ready for this?
This is your newest guilty pleasure.
It's the bloodiest part of your week.
Did we say something about it also being happy hour?
Show did.
Because we about to be sipping on some murder. Bloody Happy Hour.
Hey y'all, this is April.
And this is Caroline.
This is your Bloody Happy Hour Thursday edition. Full episode
The
coming
bloodiest
right up.
part of your day.
It is. We hope you're excited. We got a story for you. But first, we got a sponsor for you.
Oh.
This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. It's 2024, new year, new you, or new year, same you. Continue therapy, but maybe in a more convenient way. Don't leave your house or your office. Just log on and do it online. Caroline, what else?
It's designed to be convenient. It's flexible, and it can be suited to your schedule. And all you have to do is fill out a brief questionnaire, get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time if you need to. No additional charge. It's pretty much the best way to go. All you got to do is go to betterhelp.com/bloody, and you get 10% off your first month.
That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/bloody. Go now. Go right now. www.http. Okay.
Yeah, BetterHelp.
All right.
You know, my version of BetterHelp is a little bit of whiskey, maybe a little bit of White Claw, and I feel better.
Yeah. Just immerse yourself in crime so
And
that way
crime,
things don't seem so bad.
I haven't been yelled at lately for sitting in my dark house and doing puzzles and watching murder shows. I've been out. I've been doing
You've
things.
been doing some things.
And you know, I have. I haven't even done a puzzle or painted lately.
Oh.
I've been busy.
Your hands have not been idle.
I have not.
Oh, goodness. So, Caroline, you have a black cherry White Claw, the worst kind.
I love black cherry. You know this. I'm finishing off some whiskey and then I have a White Claw.
And
Don't ask me why.
Finishing off
ADHD.
Bacardi Lime. It's my first bottle ever of trying this. We drank on it last week.
Yeah.
And it's pretty legit. It's just tastes like rum with a twist of lime.
I mean, I love it. I liked it last week and I like it now.
Yeah.
I did. So last week we had our guest on, Shelby.
Yes.
She loves it. She's basically famous now. And I took one of her classes yesterday.
Are you? Oh no, it's Dom's. So you'll be sore tomorrow.
Exactly. Yeah, she
Yeah.
called. She's like, "How are you feeling?" I was like, "Well, usually it takes me 2 days, but it's, you know how it is. Like have you done a Pilates or anything like that or
Yeah.
yoga? I mean, because with this one, it's It's more intense than
But it
like
hits you.
yoga,
Yeah.
but it gets the smaller muscles
Yeah.
that you don't work when you're doing your typical workout. So I told her to, if you're local, you are able to go and try a free class.
A free class.
So I'll put a link in like the show notes or whatever. But
Will you now?
I think I will if I remember. But yeah, that was good. She loved it, and that was fun.
Good. Number one fan Matt is going to be on real soon. He was supposed to be on today and bring us some salsa, but he got caught up at work, or maybe he had to buy some more undetected poison to put in our salsa. We'll see. But he's coming on because, if you don't know, he's our fan that got the Bloody Happy Hour tattoo
With the red flags.
with the red flags, one for each of us.
So generous.
So he's the best. He's coming on, so you'll be able to hear his voice soon.
Tell him it's okay if he puts adrenochrome in there because, I mean, I kind of...
They
I will
did just
take
have
it
a
not
baby.
knowingly.
They might have some leftover placenta juice.
Yeah. Is that what it is? It's got to be placenta. That's got to be some part of it.
I don't know. I need to finish the...
Like, can you grill it?
Courtney did.
Okay.
I need to finish
I'm sure she
the
looks
American
great,
Horror Story because I told you that's what it's all about. Is
Oh, it is. It's about adrenochrome?
I feel like it is because they're after this girl who's pregnant's baby.
It is.
Yeah.
They're telling
It's
us...
basically these witches that are
It's
making
like
her
when
go
they
crazy.
say the quiet part out loud. Like, it's in our face.
Yes,
It's
yeah.
like, hey, this is what we're doing. We're going to show you.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't believe it because that's like Saltburn.
Yeah.
I got to mention it every episode until I stop listening to that song.
Till she finds a new one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So where are we going today, April?
We are going to Columbus for 5 minutes, and then we're going to be in Texas.
Are we going to take Alaska Airlines with the doors falling off?
You know
or
what? Let's save
are we
some
gonna
money and
take
do
the
Spirit.
DEI Airlines where the bolts are not, or the guy that farted on the plane too much and they had to turn it around? I mean, the amount of stories I'm hearing about airlines, I do
You
not want
watch
to fly
way
anywhere.
too much stuff.
I am. It's bad. That's why I just
I
stay
need
at
you
home.
to pull out a puzzle.
I know.
Pull out a puzzle if you're watching stuff like that.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Okay, so we're going to start off in Ohio, but we're going to end up in Texas.
Okay.
Ohio. So this episode is going to be titled The Boogeyman.
Okay.
And I told you at the Tuesday episode, we're going to be talking about a child rapist.
Okay, good.
Child serial killer.
Okay.
So brace yourself. What is it called?
Trigger.
So let's get ready. So David Elliott Penton is his name.
Never heard.
Me either.
Probably
But
glad.
I got a great story of why I'm doing him.
Okay.
Okay, so he grew up in Columbus, Ohio, born in 1958. He born a healthy boy, but at 6 months old, he was in a terrible, terrible car crash where he suffered a traumatic brain injury and was in a coma.
Red flag.
We know where that's going. So when he woke up, he did wake up. His mom was dedicated to like his care and just making sure that this wasn't going to face him, control the rest of his life, right? And so at first, when he was a young kid, he was a sweet kid. He was a little bit delayed, so he's described as a sweet, slow kid.
Okay.
But when he went through, I want to say hormones, but that's not it. Sex.
Well, whenever he
When
was
you go through your puberty? When you go through puberty.
Do we know words? I don't think we do. It's
I'm
fine.
having a horrible time with word recall. His mood changed a little bit, and he was horrible to his sister.
Okay.
When in school, he was a little behind in school. He was held back in grade school, but then held back his senior year when it counted. So that
Oh,
means
no.
he couldn't graduate.
They probably should let him go. Get him out to school.
And so he's not allowed to graduate. He had to repeat his senior year, but that was humiliating to him. And so instead of repeating his senior year, he dropped out. And where do you think he decided to go?
And now a word from our sponsors.
Where do serial killers usually go after high school?
To the military.
He decides to go to the military. It's 1977. And I'm going to give you 2 guesses of where you think he might be stationed.
Fort Hood.
Fort Hood! It only took 1 guess.
I'm doing so good at this
You
game
were-
today. Who am I?
What is this? You're 2-0.
I am.
Okay.
Damn.
So, Fort Hood, that is, if you know the Vanessa Guillen story, that is where her story happens. So, while in the military, he specialized as a vehicle mechanic. He was an expert marksman. I meant to look that up. I don't know what that means, but he's probably a great
Good
shooter.
Yeah.
He was described as a very highly motivated and great soldier. In 1979, he fell in love with a girl named Caroline,
Oh, hell.
who was also his stepsister.
Oh, no.
But step, so no blood
I mean,
related.
there's no blood. It's still a little weird, but, you know.
Caroline had a daughter from a previous relationship. They got married and had a daughter together.
What did the parents, were they like, what is happening? No.
David-
They really bonded. They really had a close bond.
Well, it only lasted 5 minutes because David was really abusive to Caroline, and she took that for a little bit. But when he started molesting both of their daughters, and Caroline found out, she left him, filed for divorce, took the girls away, and never saw him again.
Pop off, Caroline. Pop off.
Peace out. So he didn't give a shit because the next year he got married again, and this time it was to a Korean named Sukja. Say that 14 times.
I did just now.
So, and then David got shipped off to Korea himself. So he's got a Korean wife here in Killeen, and then got shipped off to Korea. And because he was skilled in so many areas of combat, he was promoted to sergeant there. So
Wow. Okay.
I feel like he's like on the surface level, he's doing really well. He's got a Korean wife. What does that mean? Like happy ending? No, let me not be.
I mean,
Great
they
hand
can
jobs.
do great. They can make your nails look great.
So he's got probably a great looking petite Korean wife at home, and then he's a sergeant. He's like great at his job, but secretly, he's visiting what they call the turkey farm in Korea.
Oh.
So if I say the turkey farm,
Okay.
Korea, and he's making frequent visits, what would we think that is?
Like a whorehouse or something?
Oh, 3-0.
Oh my god!
What did you take a?
No,
You got a new prescription.
I did not. I didn't get an.
Using
I'm
context
on
clues.
nothing. I've been having a normal
It's the
day.
whiskey. It's the whiskey.
I had whiskey. Nothing different. I think
He
my
would
brain
visit these brothels
brothels.
and was engaging in prostitution. But his fellow soldiers said that he liked the prostitutes that were not very developed up top
'cause he liked
or
little
down
kids.
bottom. Yeah. And they looked like Koreans are like petite and small anyways, and like great skin
know.
and already look young, but his looked like really, really young to where the other soldiers that were going were pretty sure they were little kids. But, you know, maybe that happens over there. I don't know. Now, going to the turkey farm, which they called it the turkey farm, was forbidden in the Army, but the Army didn't find out about that. They did find out that he smuggled alcohol into the base. And when they found out about that, they demoted him and sent his ass back to Fort Hood.
Okay.
So win-win for him because he's back at home with Suchka. And Suchka gets pregnant and they have a little boy named Michael.
Oh gosh.
So David has Michael. Now, Michael's about 2 months old and Suchka leaves and David's at home with the baby. And the baby cries. Babies cry. That's what they do.
That's what they do. They eat, sleep, poop, and cry.
And David can't handle it. And he tries to console him, but that didn't work. So he decides to shake the shit out of the baby.
Oh my gosh. I did see an article about this. Was this recent?
Nope, this was 1977.
Oh my God! Then somebody else just did this.
Maybe so.
Okay, go.
So when Sutka got home, little Michael was dead. She immediately called the police. David was arrested that night for manslaughter.
Because he just shook him.
Shook him.
Yeah.
Shaken baby.
Well,
We
yeah.
now know that shaken baby syndrome.
yeah.
He lost his patience, and she wasn't even gone long.
I can't even. Oh,
Lost his patience and shook him, and he died. So he was arrested that night for manslaughter, but he posted bond or something. Like, he got out pretty quick. And when he got out, he immediately left town in their brown and white striped van.
Oh,
Red
hell
flag.
no. He's going to go change
Red
it up,
flag.
be an ice cream delivery truck guy with the little.
So close.
Wow.
Okay, and this is really when the boogeyman comes out. David kind of starts hunting. And so he decides to go to the DFW area. And it's January 19th, 1985. What was last Friday? January
Maybe
19th.
that's why I saw it.
Maybe.
Oh,
1985.
gosh. 1985 was a great year.
5-year-old Christy Lynn Meeks was outside playing with her sister, her brother, and some other friends
Neighborhood kids.
in Mesquite, Texas. They're at the Charter Oaks Apartments. They were playing hide and seek. They had been roller skating, doing all the little kid things.
Yeah.
Christy was wearing blue jeans, her Cabbage Patch, remember Cabbage Patch?
Yes.
Tennis shoes, and her rainbow shirt. And a man walked up to them and asked them if they wanted some cookies. He had a whole bunch of cookies back at his van.
Oh, hell yeah. I'd been like, yeah, let's go get
Yeah.
cookies.
Well, Christy was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Sister was like,
No.
no way.
She must
Sister
have been
knew.
the older sister must have been.
Sister knew. No. We don't take candy from strangers. So she tried to tell them no. She was able to grab brother, but was not able to grab sister. Christy wasn't having it.
Oh, she was hard-headed.
So she
must have been a middle child.
That was probably you.
Mm-hmm.
So sister, brother ran to mom, told mom what was going on. By the time mom got down there, Christy was gone. The man was gone.
The van was
The
gone.
van was gone. Now, Linda Meeks called the police. They scoured the area. They scoured local parks, playground. They questioned all the children outside. But these are young children, like Christy was 5. And so the kids were all around that age. So you got different stories. You got, the man was wearing tennis shoes. The man offered us candy. The man offered us cookie. He had a van. He had a yellow car. Different, like it was all different stories that was everywhere. So the police really didn't get anywhere. Now, the parents are divorced. So Dad was at his house. They were visiting mom. It was like mom's weekend. And Dad kind of starts playing the blame game. Like, you should have been out there watching them. But they soon decide to work together, and they put their money together, and they're like, let's offer an award. We need to do everything we need to do. We need to find Christy. So they get $5,000, and they put a reward out for any information leading to the finding of Christy. People add to it. It goes to $10,000. But there's just no leads. There's tip lines, no leads. Her face was on milk cartons because, like, days turns into weeks, weeks turns into months. Her days, back then, you had, like, the little
Why do they
milk
stop putting
cartons.
faces on milk cartons?
Well, we have plastic now.
You can still put the almond milk is.
Put on almond milk.
Put
So,
on
like,
almond
5
milk.
people will be.
What else? They gotta figure it out.
Even back then,
Well, it's because nowadays
or on their phone.
they're all pedophiles. So
Even back then, when you go to a movie, like we see credits and or like preview before, they would put all the missing people like on the movie screen.
well, wish they would do that. But
So she
nope.
was getting national attention. And in April, so it happened in January, April 1985, two fishermen were fishing on Lake Texoma.
Oh, no.
Lake Texoma is 150 miles away.
Wow.
They saw a doll floating in the water, or what they thought was a doll.
It's never
Then
a
they
doll.
go closer.
It's never a
and they're like,
mannequin.
oh, it's a dead bird. No, it's not a dead bird. And when they got closer, they saw that it was a child's body.
Oh, good God.
They called the police. The police recovered the body, and it was so decomposed. I mean, imagine it had been month 4, and it had probably been in the water for a long time. They couldn't tell if it was a boy or girl. So when the coroner got it, they put the reports out. So when they find a body like this, there's like a little report that goes out to all the local police stations in case they got a missing person that matches this description. So a report went out that there was a small boy whose body was found in some water, 5 to 7 years of age, wearing a rainbow shirt, Cabbage Patch shoes, blue jeans, and white lace panties. This is in 85 wearing that stuff. These days, yes.
These
little
days,
boys.
yes. These days, you would have no clue what anybody is.
But back then, no. Like, when
Yeah.
they typed that out, it should not have even made sense to them.
Oh, my God.
They finally figured out it was Christy Dental Records. And Christy's dad cussed out the coroner and was like, you said this was a little boy with white lace panties for weeks, and we could have known where our daughter was, like 3 weeks ago.
Was there no, like, body part? I mean, like, penis?
She was
I guess your skin's eaten
badly,
off.
yeah. She was just that badly
Yeah.
decomposed. So what they know is that when David took her, he drove 150 miles north, which is like towards the Texas-Oklahoma border, sexually assaulted her, strangled her, and then dumped her body in Lake Texoma.
It's so I guess I don't know if it's interesting is the right word, but it's how they can tell all of these things after you're that decomposed, I guess.
Well,
Or
the autopsy doesn't tell them that. David later tells them that.
oh,
Or somehow they end up finding
Okay,
that
okay,
through
okay.
other means. But yes, nowadays they can tell all of that. I don't think back then they would have been able to. So what's so sad to me is that they worked so hard. The detectives in Mesquite, they were scouring. They had these search parties, and they were never going to find her because she was 150 miles away.
oh my gosh.
Those apartments were right off I-20, like the interstate. So when he took her, he hit that highway and he headed north. Now, ask me why I'm doing this story.
April, why are you doing this story?
Okay. So our friend Terrence went out Friday, I think that was Friday, January 19th, to a club, DFW area, where he lives. Meets a girl. And the girl is drinking, distraught, sad, because it's the anniversary of when her sister got kidnapped and murdered. Her sister's named Christy Lynn Meeks.
What?
Yes.
What?
She told him everything, like the details, how it screwed her up because she had guilt, the brother had guilt.
Oh,
The
this
dad
is the
had
one,
silt.
This was the one who was like, no, don't go, and she still went.
Yeah.
That's the sister.
The sister
Yeah.
that would got the brother, and they went and told mom. Yes.
Did he take her home?
No, he was so freaked out.
Bitch, don't be telling that story on the first time you see it in the bar.
It was on the anniversary. So then he's telling Sweet Pea this. So Soupy's looking it up, and Soupy's like, well, shit, no wonder why she's distraught. It was the anniversary. So then Soupy sends me the screenshot of like the story. And so, of course, I got to look it up.
Gosh. Wow.
They friended on Facebook and everything. And I tried to find it, and I couldn't find it.
Oh, my.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
I can't.
Dead.
Yes,
Dead,
I
dead,
am
dead.
dead. I am deceased. I have not. I've taken me a
like
little bit. It's going to take me a little bit to recover.
There's
That is
no
wild.
way. I was like, why couldn't I have been out at the club?
April, you got to get out the club.
I should have been out.
You got to get out to the club.
Okay, so back to the story. Now, David committed his first intentional murder, I guess, rape and murder, and has gotten away with it. And so he feels great. And so he knows he wants to kill again. But he decides he wants to be even smarter about it this time. Like he thought about it last time, but he wants to really think about it. So we would call him more of an organized killer.
Yeah, he wants to put a little bit more into it, spend a little bit more time with them.
A year-long, basically, research project
Yeah.
that he does.
Oh, gosh. It's awful.
Really, not really. Where he is just getting to know DFW, and he's driving through, and he's, like, finding different apartment complexes.
He's hunting.
How close they are from the interstate, like how easy access it is from the interstate to get on and off. What are the kids doing
At this time,
certain
is he
times?
collecting a check from VA or anything from like?
You
Because
I
like, is
saw.
he working somewhere?
Here's the thing. There's no footprint of him. What we'll say here later on. There's no footprint of him in Texas. So, and there's very little about him. Like I couldn't find a documentary. There were some articles. There's a Texas history. Texas history. What's it called? A Texas Monthly, but it's more about Christie's murder.
Yeah.
There was a couple podcasts, but there wasn't even like a book that I found on him. So it's like, I think he had to have been living out of his van.
Yeah.
But I don't know where he would have been getting his money from. There just wasn't a footprint, but it's easier not to make a footprint back then.
Yeah. But still, like some are like more like infamous than others, and like why?
Yeah.
Like, why was this guy?
But he wouldn't have been collecting a VA check because he's wanted, right? He had escaped from or posted bond and then jumped bond.
I always want to know like did they have a job? Like Dennis Rader, he had a couple weird jobs, but he was doing all this hunting and killing while he's like preaching at the church.
He spends the next year like seeing what apartment complex has the most kids, and then where are the adults? Are the adults watching them? Is there good supervision? Is there not good supervision? What are the high traffic times that kids are outside playing? And then in the morning time, what kids are walking to school by themselves? Kids are walking to school in groups? Like he was out there and he was watching multiple elementary schools, multiple apartment complex. And he decided his hunting ground would be low-income apartment complexes in North Dallas, right off the interstate, because they had less adult supervision and more playtime outside. You most likely had single-parent homes there.
Yeah.
So there was only one parent that was probably inside tending to other kids or cooking or cleaning that couldn't be outside watching the kids. So the kids were probably watching themselves. February 12th, 1986. Is this the day before you were born?
Yes.
Okay. Tiffany Ibarra usually walked to school with a group of her friends. But this morning, her friends went without her, so she walked alone. David pulled up and asked her if she wanted some cookies. He had a bunch of cookies and sweets in his van. This was so basic.
So basic.
Like he did exactly what you're taught in school not to do. Don't take cookies.
Don't take anything from a stranger. You're gonna pull up next to me. You're gonna drive up. Do you want a cookie?
I mean, he switched it from candies to cookies. He was at least
I'm just gonna tell you now.
You would
I
have
would have done it. I would have taken. I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, I'd love. Give me some Oreos.
Yes.
Like what?
Now, Tiffany knew better.
She did.
Her mama taught her better. The school taught her better. Somebody taught her better because she knew that was a sign to run, and she did. She took off running, but David took off running after her. He was bigger. He was faster, stronger, grabbed her, threw her in the van, and he hopped in the van behind her.
No.
And then he just kind of stared at her. And then he reached in the front and got one of those old school, like, cellular phone bags. Like, they used to come in, like, the suitcase bag things. And said, call your mom and tell her you've been kidnapped. Okay? So she did. Called her, crying. Mom, I've been kidnapped. I was walking to school by myself. Mom starts to ask questions. He takes the phone, hangs it up, and tells her, you better not ever walk by yourself alone again. If I see you, I will not let you go. Next time, I will not let you go. Then he let her out of his van. What? She ran off crying and went home. So every once in a while, you'll get these stories like from serial killers where they'll randomly let a victim go.
I need to know why, though.
So
do we find out?
They say that it's like part of the control. The fact that
Part of the
it's
game.
like catch and release, right?
Yeah.
You're a fisherman and you can catch them and you can take them home and cook them. But sometimes you just go and you catch and you throw them back in because you just don't feel like it that day. Yeah.
You're like, okay, I know that I could kidnap. I got it.
Yeah.
But I don't like this one. So I'm going to let her go.
Or I'm not in the mood. Or yeah. Just whatever.
Oh, my gosh.
It's just like the fact
scary.
that he could have. So she went home. She cried to her mom. Her mom called the school. And the school called the police. Well, our mom didn't call the police immediately. The police came. They looked for the van everywhere. Her mom started thinking, does Tiffany just not want to go to school?
Oh, no.
Is she just getting out of school? So kind of starts to second guess
Tiffany always
her.
tried to get out of school? Mama, no, listen to the Tiffany. Listen to her.
It was just, I guess, so unbelievable to her.
I know, which it is.
And then... But they found the van anywhere, not in any neighborhoods, not in the apartments. Like, nobody recognized it. So the police even started to think, was Tiffany kind of
This is literally like your story that you did that just came out on Netflix that everybody's talking about with the boyfriend and girlfriend who were kidnapped and they let them go. Everybody's freaking out about that show that just came out on Netflix.
Oh, I did see that.
And they're like, oh my God, I can't believe the FBI, the police were like this, and they didn't believe them, and oh my gosh.
Yeah. At the end, we're going to be very pleased with all the police involved with this.
But
right
I can
here,
see how you just don't have, like, back in the...
Like, you want to probably not believe the worst, I guess.
Yeah.
Unless
I'd like
you're
to
me.
Or me.
So... But 3 days later, David was back in the mood. So on February 15th, he saw 9-year-old Christy Proctor. She was walking home from a friend's house by herself. So what usually happened is her and her friend would walk each other halfway there, and then Christy would finish the rest of the way home. Her mom would be outside waiting on her, like watch her. Well, Christy never showed up. Oh, no. This was the day after Valentine's Day, and Christy was given a Valentine's Day box. David pulled up, and all we know is that he grabbed her because her Valentine's Day box was in the street, like in the middle of the street.
Oh, no.
Her mom, Laura, becomes very worried and goes and tries to go towards the route that Christy would be walking to look for her, and found the Valentine's Day box and immediately knows something's wrong. So she calls the police. They do search and rescue. Nothing turns up. Christy's body would not be found for 2 years. They do not find her for until April of 1988. David takes her 8 miles away to Plano, Texas, rapes her, strangles her, and hides her body underneath an abandoned mattress in a random field somewhere.
A random abandoned mattress in a field?
They find her 2 years later. So now they believe some Tiffany.
Oh, hell. Well, you know, Tiffany's...
Now they go back to Tiffany.
You usually can't believe a Tiffany, but I guess today you can.
So they go back to Tiffany, and they get a composite sketch done on this guy.
Oh, gosh. What does he look like?
He looks like an unattractive white male with his hair part down in the middle and a gap tooth. And that's it. Just
I'm
like
disgusted
real basic.
already. I'm disgusted. Disgusted. I already forgot his name. I'm so disgusted.
And then David goes off the grid for
David.
about a year.
Good. Maybe he offs himself. No, he doesn't, because the story continues.
Nope, story continues.
Okay.
Because in November 3rd, 1987, he's in Garland, so he's still in the area.
Hovering. Yeah.
And see, what we'll find out is they think he goes off the grid,
But really, he probably found
probably
another
doesn't.
Korean chick, Sung Mao Chi, and is going to town.
So he's lurking around elementary school and the Meadow Trace apartments. And he finds, this is what gets me, 3-year-old Roxanne Reyes.
And 3?
And 5-year-old friend Anna. I made up Anna because they didn't really report her name. I was like, a 3-year-old? They were in the field across from the apartments picking wildflowers.
Like, they crossed the street to get to the wildflowers by themselves?
I don't know if they had to cross the street, but you were a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old in the fields.
With where?
But this is 1987. I don't know if that's normal, but I was like,
okay.
3?
No, that's not normal.
3.
The babysitter was probably like banging somebody in
Lola.
her van.
Lola's babysitter.
Lola out there banging somebody in the van, getting her hair all disheveled. While the 3 and 5-year-old, they're like, "Well, fuck you. We're gonna go pick wildflowers."
So here comes David in his van.
Here comes David trucking along in his Scooby Doo van.
Offers them some
Cookies.
You know what?
Listen,
he needs to change
if
up the
they're
roof.
crumble cookies, I understand. But I don't think they crumble
Crumble.
cookies. He
What's the other
literally
one?
got
Tips Treats.
He literally went to Nabisco.
He don't even got cookies.
He don't even have cookies.
Listen, this one's gonna get you. Okay, so there's 5-year-old and there's 3-year-old, right? 5-year-old Anna's like, he's lying. He don't got no cookies. Yes. And so
Get him, Anna.
he says, shut up, and grabs at her, and Anna jumps back. Okay,
How does Anna know? And she's
Anna,
5.
this is what I think about. I don't know, like every
I'm
story
picturing
somebody has known, not that he is sketchy. So either this was stranger danger era and they learned this at school, or these parents did their due diligence and was like, you don't talk to strangers. You don't take candy from a stranger. Like those conversations went on. And you're in lower income neighborhoods and they are less trustworthy, where you were not. So your family trusted everybody and you were never told. I had to tell you at 37.
Yeah, I know.
More trusting versus less trusting neighborhoods.
Facts.
So, okay, so Anna was like, he's lying. He tried to yank her. She took off running. She runs through the apartment. He's chasing her, okay? Oh, Anna's running, and she slides through in between some apartments in this, like, area that he couldn't squeeze through, and she's hiding from him.
Oh, wow.
And as he's looking for her, a woman comes out of her apartment. Her name is Wanda.
Oh, get it. Wanda.
And Wanda knows something's going on. So Wanda sees David. David sees Wanda. And David is like, I got to go. Because this bitch can ID me. Yeah.
Yep.
So he walks back to his van and he's thinking, well,
I guess I better.
I'll try another day.
Yeah, actually get a cookie.
But guess what? Roxanne is at his van. 3-year-old Roxanne is at his van waiting on her cookie.
Oh, hell, Roxanne.
Oh, it broke my heart. It broke my heart.
And she really just wanted the damn. Oh, gosh. And now he's pissed because he lost the one he wanted, so he's going to really.
He punches her.
Ugh.
Throws her in the van.
I knew it was going to be bad.
and drove her 8 miles to a town called Murphy. Have you ever heard of Murphy?
I don't know.
Texas,
probably.
in that area?
I probably drove through it. I don't
Raped
know.
her, strangled her, and disposed of her body in a remote area.
3.
She wouldn't be found until May. So this is November. She wouldn't be found until May. 3 years old.
I don't even understand how that is even actually possible.
Oh, and she was just so innocent. She just wanted her cookie.
Oh my
She was
gosh,
promised.
She just really wanted that crumble cookie.
Now, Roxanne is obviously reported missing, and Anna's getting asked what's going on. So
Don't
Anna's
tell me
telling
Terrence
the question.
ran into Anna
No.
at the next bar the next
Terrence
weekend.
don't-
Don't tell me, Terrence.
Terrence, you know Anna.
Terrence, if you know Anna, I'm going to think that you're maybe involved.
Are you David?
Are you David, Terrence?
So they talked to Anna because Roxanne's missing. Oh shit! Terrence just
Anna.
sent me a message.
Oh,
See
no,
what Terrence said.
Live, guys. Live message from Terrence coming in hot. It's coming in hot. We have live action right now. We are in the it's a good one. We just got a gasp from April as she's reading the text message that she got from Terrence.
Micah
Terrence
Meeks.
is live. In
Oh, she just
action.
made this. He sent me her Facebook post.
Okay.
So let me say, when I read this story, I did hear multiple versions, or there were multiple versions reported because there were so many kids around of what happened to Christy. So this is what Christy's sister posted on her Facebook. Just an innocent child playing outside. A man comes along and bribes her into a ride. She accepts, thinking he's a friend, but he's a kidnapper. The scary man he took away in a little red car. We didn't know where. He hoped not far. The whole city searched for her. They looked everywhere. The family was struggling to make it. Sadness was in the air. Billboards, milk cartons, flyers, pictures were shown. Their whole country was aware and kept their children close to home. There was a description of a man and a reward offered by the father for bringing home safely his beautiful daughter. A call came in 3 months had went by. We have found our little girl. Could you come down and identify? After everyone had prayed that she'd be found, she was in Lake Texoma, where she had drowned. That man took something special away. My sister, her life, and her beautiful face. In loving memory of Christy Lynn Meeks. Love your big sister, Micah? Mikah. When I tell others about the story of Christy and all that followed, the question I've gotten the most over the years is, I don't know how you do it. The truth is, it's damn hard. At times, I didn't know if I was going to get through the pain. In 2005, the 30th anniversary of Christy's kidnapping, followed by the book that detailed a bit too much for this sheltered from many of the details little girl. I survived that year truly by the grace of God, and every day since. I work on facing and trying to deal with the tragic events of my life that for 40 years I neglected or attempted to deal with in negative ways. Unfortunately, there's only so long the body can handle such pain before it tries to give up on you. Eventually, I learned I had to face what I had worked so hard to never think about, but I stand up today knowing I made it through yesterday, which was the 19th, when she posted this, the 39th year of having to relive the most memorable and horrific night of my life, and I'm still here.
Oh my gosh. That is wild. Wow.
They were talking to Anna, and then they talked to the lady, and they did a composite sketch.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But this is 2 different counties. The last one was in somewhere else. This one's over here. So they're not quite yet communicating.
Yep.
But now we know, they didn't know back then, that David the Boogeyman has an MO. He likes girls ages 3 to 10 years old.
Oh my gosh. 3 to 10?
Unsupervised. He lures them with sweets. He takes them to remote areas where he rapes them and strangles them. The part that he plans out the most is the dumping areas. All child serial killers do. And did you know that strangulation is the most common form or common method of a child serial killer?
I didn't actually know that was a fact, but it seems
Now that you think about it.
though that because there's no.
Maybe that's like
just
the easiest. Maybe that seems like the easiest, most sympathetic, like less.
Because I mean,
I don't know how to describe it. Violent way to do it.
Yeah.
Because in their mind, they really like want and love these kids. A lot of them.
Or
so they don't
it could
stab
be like
and
a Ted
shoot 'em.
Bundy thing where do they
Watch their life leave their body.
as they do the thing?
Oh. Okay, so now that we have a composite sketch, March of 1988, he decides to go back home to Ohio.
Ain't enough whiskey for this story.
So he wants to go visit mommy.
Okay.
And, you know,
He
all
misses-
moms
okay.
love their kids. She don't give a shit that he beat his ex-wife, molested his daughters, killed his son, and was on the run. She's just happy to see little baby David. And
Is he the only child? Sounds like it. Let's just go with yes.
yeah, let's just say it is.
I feel like
no, he has a sister that
Oh.
he tortured, remember?
Oh.
His sister that he
And
tortured.
he's still and mom is still like, oh, come on.
Come on.
Yep.
She probably like made him his favorite meal, and I feel like they're trash, so it's probably like
Yeah.
hamburger helper. He made him. She made him hamburger helper with corn.
With corn.
You know, because they probably think that's a vegetable. So
I'm gonna go eat hamburger helper tonight. Just so
Wow.
trash.
while he was there, he also visited some friends, Michael, and Thelma Bacchus. They had their 9-year-old niece, Nedra Ross, visiting them.
Nedra.
Yes.
She black.
Yes.
And he usually is going for white.
And a Mexican.
And he's white.
And he's white. Wait, but Roxanne Reyes,
She was Mexican.
yes.
He is.
I was waiting
does
for you to
not
figure it out.
Well, I guess I didn't hear the last name, but I heard the first name.
It took me a minute, too, because I was like, wait a minute, Nedra. Let me go and look at a picture of Nedra.
Yeah, because Nedra ain't white. She
Nedra's,
ethnic.
yeah, Nedra's black. Okay, so as David's
so he's
leaving,
not discriminating.
he sees Nedra playing in the yard. So he convinces Nedra to get in his van, and he drives off.
She
He
didn't even want a
drives-
cookie.
50 miles.
They okay. Typically they don't go that far. He just like drives with them.
That's the part that he thinks through the most.
Yeah. It's yes. Yeah.
And he'll tell us why. So he drove 50 miles to Marion, Ohio. He's trying to get to multiple counties because he doesn't, if it's all in one county and in his area, then they're going to get MOs, they're going to have a composite sketch. Like it's just going to be easier to find him.
yeah.
He exited on some country dirt road. He raped and strangled her and then tossed her body in the water. She
Wow.
will not be found for 8 months.
Jeez.
But for the first time, he starts to panic because he's like, oh man, I should have controlled myself. That was too close. I was literally at their house. That is my friend. She went missing when I left. So he knows that he's going to be questioned for her going missing.
Good.
And he is. Columbus police
Oh hell yeah.
questioned David. Also at this same time, they found Christy Proctor, so the second Christy that was killed in the Dallas area. They find her body under the mattress. It had been 2 years since she had gone missing. So in Dallas, they're
they
finding her
just
body.
found her. Wow.
Yeah, they found her body, and now she's being questioned. He's being questioned in Ohio for Nedra. So of course he's cool. Yeah, I saw her. She was playing. When I drove off, she was playing in the yard. I'm not sure what happened after that. And so Ohio police did their due diligence. They're like, okay. His van was outside, and they ran his license plates. and they saw that he was wanted in Killeen, Texas for the manslaughter of his son.
Wow.
Good
Back to the
job.
okay.
So they have a reason to hold him
Shout out to Ohio.
because they really think he has something to do with Nidra.
Absolutely.
So they hold him and they
Oh my
question him.
gosh.
And now they get to search the van and they find blood underneath the rug in the van. But there's not DNA back then, so they can't say, oh, this is Nidra's blood. They can just assume that it's Nidra's blood.
Gosh, surely they have it.
He's in jail. It's May, so it's the next month, May of 1988, and they find the body of Roxanne Reyes, so in DFW now. So now DFW speaking, and they see the composite sketch, and they see that their composite sketch is similar. Roxanne's composite sketch and Christy's composite. Okay, so the walls are slowly closing in.
Yeah.
And now Texas Police Department and Ohio Police Departments are starting to talk.
The yarn is
Yay!
connecting. The strings are all going crazy, but they're connecting.
I just did not expect this to go
Wow, I'm
go so
impressed
well.
with them connecting
I know.
state to state like that. That's pretty good.
And the MO is the same for all these cases. Like they're unsupervised, they're in these apartments, they're close to these interstates with the exception of Nidra. And they're being disposed, they're raped, strangled, and being disposed in these remote areas. In May of 1990, he gets indicted for Nidra's murder, kidnapping, and killing. And he was found guilty in 1992 and was sentenced to life in prison, but he was eligible for parole in 2027. In a minute. Tomorrow.
Oh no! Okay,
That's just for Nidra.
Typically, yeah, it won't happen. No.
That's just for Nidra, though.
Okay.
But now, while he's in jail in Ohio, like, I don't know what's wrong. There's a detective, Gary Sweet, that's in Texas that that knows he's good for these murders and wants to link him to it. So he's working on it down there. And Detective Sweet calls Tiffany Ibarra. She's the one that he let go. Out of the van.
Yeah, who
and
made
so
the phone call. Yeah.
He's like, if we need you to, can you identify the person? She's like,
absolutely.
do you think you would remember? She's like,
oh hell
yeah.
yes.
If he's in the other room, I can point him out to you.
Let's go.
So, and then this detective gets a call from one of David's cellmates, Sonny. Now, I don't know if they still have this, but they basically have a sex offender child molester ward because they're all together. Really? So he's housed with another child molester and in a population with other molesters, or else they would have to be confined and protected, and that's probably a lot harder.
They always get beat up, but I guess
but if they're all together,
try to lessen the beatings or something. But they all need. I'm sure they're like, okay, go take care of that guy, and they let the one guy out who's like killed the gang member, and then the gang member killer goes and beats up the child molester. Yeah. They let him go run wild.
So while in jail, he brags about everything that he did. All the girls.
Hopefully he gets...
How he likes girls of color. He prefers girls of color. But every once in a while, I mean, when the opportunity arises, he will choose a white girl. And he purposely chooses lower income neighborhoods.
Yep.
And he called those kids throwaways because he felt like nobody would care.
Oh, this monster.
Yes.
Why do we not know about him?
He also said that he spent days with these girls in his van before he dumped them, raping them repeatedly.
Like with them dead?
Alive. Raping them and torturing them before he killed them and dumped them. It wasn't just like a one and done.
Like, I have to think in my head, it doesn't even work. It doesn't even work, but I'm like, what did these... You're like, did you live a previous life and you were like a horrible, like you were the rapist and then now you're being raped?
Oh,
I can't. I don't even know. I need to stop.
there's no way to understand
There's
it.
really no
It's
way.
just evil.
It is evil. It is evil, and it is actually Satan. That is Satan.
Oh,
that is-
100%.
Oh, 100%. No.
He also said that he would punch them to, like in the stomach, to kind of get them to cower down to him. But if he gets out again, he'll just use a taser to tase them. So he would brag and say, this is how I would change my MO. This is what I would do differently.
These people are psychotic.
When he would watch TV and a little girl would come on a TV, he would be like, you better be glad I'm not out or I would be coming to get you.
I can't, no.
Like if another molester is sick.
Did he get shot with firing squad? Please tell me he had a needle
You're
stuck
good
in
to
his penis hole.
So Sonny, this other cellmate, is
Von Bulow?
saying all this, not Von Bulow, is saying all these things, and he's basically making a statement. Now, a statement from another prisoner is something, but it's not great.
Yeah.
Right? And they couldn't connect him. Did I tell you it's 2003?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, it's 2003.
Okay, so he's still, he's there.
Like when this is like all happening. So it happened in 85.
Yes.
So
that's when I
they
was
could
born.
not connect him because they could never put him in Texas. They have sketches, but you have sketches of like 5-year-old little kids. They could never, like, there's no hotel receipt, no credit card receipt. He didn't have a job. He didn't get a ticket. He didn't get pulled over. They could never, like, actually put him in Texas at the time of the crime. So they had a very thin case. All they have is Tiffany and
That would be your best bet.
jailmate,
Okay.
the cellmate
Yeah.
for their crime. So they go and they talk to David, and they're basically like, we know what you did. So eventually he pleads guilty in 2005. So it takes 2 years in 2005. But the only way he pled guilty is if they took the death penalty off the table.
Fine, then let him rot in there.
So he got life sentences that will happen after his Ohio sentence is done.
Consecutive.
Yes.
Yep. I got those two down.
The parents were pissed because for 2 years they were told, we're going to put the needle in him. We're going to put the needle in him. You're going to get your justice. You're going to get to watch him die like he watched your daughters die. And then last minute, they get that taken away.
I just never know how to feel about that because it's like I feel like it's almost worse if you just rot in there. I mean, yeah, like it's the easy way out is to be injected with a needle and you go to sleep and like I don't know, but it's gotta be. I'm not in the situation. I'm not having to. I would probably want him to have the death penalty too if I was the parent.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
I would want to. I would want to put the death penalty on him.
Mm-hmm. So he has continuously kind of bragged, or he did brag, and he attached himself to two other major missing kid cases that are unsolved and the bodies were never found. One is Shannon Sherrill. She's a 6-year-old, but she's out of Indiana. And then the other one is a little black girl named Niecy, Ara Niecy Johnson, in Big Sandy, which is like 95 miles north of Dallas. So in his area where he was hunting in 1986, during the time when he was hunting in the DFW area, to me, she kind of fits the profile more. Shannon did live in a trailer park right off of like a busy road, but in Indiana, like I don't know when he would have, but he could have. Like they think they're also
wow.
trying to link him to
Why
at
would he
least
not-
20 other missing children cases because he has talked that much and named specific names and specific things about cases that only the killer would know.
Say his name again.
David Elliott
We don't even know his name.
Penton.
See, that's
David Elliott Penton.
P-I-N-T-O-N?
Penton.
Penton.
Yeah.
Never heard of the guy.
Neither.
And they're still trying to find people.
There's too
Why
many.
is
We
there-
can't hear about all of them. There's just too many. But he's
But
still
that's a
in
bad,
Hawaii.
that's a really, really bad one. That's a real bad one.
I
We
know.
should hear about him. I mean, not to give him anything, but like, just to like, shit, that's so bad.
He's currently still in Ohio prison. Whenever they get done with that, he'll come
I
to a
sure
Texas
hope that
prison.
he's getting raped daily
Yeah, I hope so.
and beat and tortured, and he eats moldy bread with nasty bologna that's brown.
I'm not done.
Oh my gosh.
In 2007,
Oh shit.
he finally did an interview with a Tyler, Texas, I think, newspaper,
Okay.
where a guy came in and basically asked him, is he a pedophile? Did he do the murders?
Clearly.
And obviously he said he's innocent and that
You've been bragging about it.
only confessed because he was going to die. He confessed to keep his life, to live,
Did
and to avoid a trial and the needle, because he knew that they were going to convict him. Then is what he thought. But he says now he knows that they have exactly no evidence against him,
Except
which
for
I
Tiffany.
agree is correct.
What about Tiffany?
Yeah, but Tiffany was like 7, and
I
this
don't care.
is 40 years later.
I'm pissed. Continue.
And then you got a jailhouse informant who they now are giving less sentence
Yeah, snitches. I know the jail.
because he informed.
Can't be trusted.
And so his story is it was easier for him to just say he did it and live and just be in jail. That would have been easier on his family. It'd been easier on him, and that's the only way for him to
Oh,
live.
he cares about who's his family.
His mama that kicked some hamburger helper and corn.
Well, easier on your mama because you ain't married. Your Korean wife done bounced on you. She's
And
like,
his sister says he's guilty, and she would not take her kids around him because she
she
said that they
shouldn't.
would
you
get
gonna bring him to prison.
molested.
Yeah, there she is now.
Is that her?
Wow,
That's it. That's
was
it.
A terrible, great
That was the
story.
worst.
That was the worst story, but it was great. And I hate that guy, and I want him to maybe like.
We don't want him to get. I don't know what I want.
I want him to burn like alive while he's like stepping across needles and like the most painful thing. Like, and while you're getting paper cut all over your hand. Paper cuts literally are the worst.
I've been watching Saw. I watched all the Saws again.
Oh, and you won't want Saltburn?
The torture that they go through, he needs to go through one of those torture chambers.
Yeah, they need to pluck his fingernails.
Oh, it's the worst.
I could not imagine. Can you, like, I get a hangnail and I'm like, ah, like death. I want them to plier out his teeth one by one and stick a needle in his eye.
I had a classmate that did that to a girl down in San Antonio.
Stuck a needle in their eye?
Pulled out their teeth with pliers. Tied her up in a chair because she smoked all the drugs.
Oh! Bitch, don't
Pulled
be,
out the teeth with
listen,
pliers.
bitch, when it comes to drugs, don't be smoking all them drugs. You're going to get your teeth pulled out. April, let's say a prayer. Hail Mary, full of grace. The Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of that womb.
I don't know that one. Goodness.
Wow,
We
great.
hope y'all
Good stuff. I'm going to go bathe in
not
holy water
enjoy it.
now.
We hope y'all did not enjoy
I
that.
hope you did. I hope you were miserable the whole time.
Yeah.
But that was a good story.
But if you are part of the family,
Of
'Cause
any
this is a local
of any
story.
of these families. Listen, we have to have a little comedy in it because otherwise we'll be. You'll find me at the top of the Eiffel. What is this place?
The Alico building. Yeah.
hanging,
Yeah.
jumping out of a window.
We're glad there's some type of justice for
Oh gosh.
Christy, for Roxanne, for the other Christy,
Tink, Tink.
for Nidra.
Wait, Tink Tink is somebody else.
Oh Lordy.
Oh, that was the
I'll
runner.
show you that.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, y'all. We will see y'all next time. Go give us a review. Send us a rating. Send us some money for happy hour next week. And subscribe to our Patreon. We will see y'all next time. Don't forget to
Stay aware.
stay alive.
And always be DTF.
Bye, y'all.
Goodbye.
Hey, I'm Blair.
And I'm Brittany. And we're the host of
By the Cover Podcast.
We cover everything from mysteries, thrillers, romance, chick lit, and even some smut.
Don't forget the smut.
Yeah.
We're so excited to get this thing going and share this with you guys. We've been talking about this for months, and it's finally happening.
Yes.
Special shout out to Rogue Media for helping us with this.
For sure. For sure. You can find us on Instagram at bythecover_podcast.
You can also find us on Facebook and TikTok, so don't forget to give us a follow on those too also.
And we are so excited to dive into some of our favorite books and share those with you.
We can't wait. Hope you love it.
Hi, and welcome to Bustles and Bangers with your hostess, Rachel and Christopher.
I love it when you say my name.
And you didn't say hi.
I didn't. You just kept going. I'm going to introduce the book. I'm not reading it.
It's
because I don't like reading.
girls like cowboy butts, and those jeans don't hide anything. Find us on Instagram at Bustles and Bangers or on RogueMediaNetwork.com.
Hey, I'm Katie.
And I'm Summer, and this is Monsters in the Attic. So we thought we'd bring people on.
Yeah, it's very real, and we're fortunate to have a lot of friends who have a lot of monsters, and we can't wait to share them with you.
I love that we're so fortunate that we have so many friends with so many monsters. Where can people find us?
Facebook, Instagram, and everywhere they listen to their favorite podcast.
They can find me at my therapist's office.
As they should.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.